Welcome, everybody, to the March Madness Preview Show on the Gruely True Sports Network. I'm your host, Mike Goodpaster. Today, we're going to look at the first game on Thursday night between the BYU Cougars and the Alabama Crimson Tide, two of the best offensive teams in the country. Actually, Alabama is the best offensive team. This over-under, I think, set 174, right around there right now. And this is a number 2 versus number 6 matchup. Alabama's favored by 4.5 points. This should be a great basketball game. And when the brackets first came out, everybody got a little excited about the possibility of seeing a meeting between Alabama and BYU. These are two of the nation's top 5 offenses when it comes to adjusted offensive efficiency. Now, the Crimson Tide played at the fastest pace in the country, which isn't surprising considering Nate Oates has stressed a fast-paced offense since arriving in Tuscaloosa. Meanwhile, the Cougars don't play quite as fast, but they're 26th in the nation at three-point percentage at 37.3. They are 20th in three-point rate at 47.8. BYU was also 6th in the nation in two-point percentage at 58.4%. Kevin Young, known as the offensive guru, and his stint with the Phoenix Suns has brought a moneyball approach to the Cougars program. BYU looks for dunks, layups, and threes. This team doesn't force much of anything in the mid-range area. Now, all that should amount to an extremely high-scoring game. In fact, when discussing the possibility of this matchup before the tournament started, many joked that the total couldn't possibly be set high enough. Well, I actually think the opening number of 173 is a bit low. Okay, I think this is going to end up at 174, 175 by the time we get to the day of the game. The over is hitting Alabama's 8 of their last games. BYU was 21-14 on the over this season. Realistically, if the Cougars don't go extremely cold from deep, which many argue is a possibility because of how hot they were against Wisconsin, it's hard to envision this game not being outrageously high scoring. Alabama has played 10 games against top 10 offenses this season, and the total in those games has gone over 8 out of 10 times. Now, the 2 games that weren't were against Alabama, and it hit on the under, but it was still 170 points per game. So it's not like those were low-scoring affairs. When we look at this matchup, the side actually feels much tougher to call. I think this game is dang near a toss-up. Now, earlier in the year, Alabama would have been a prohibitive favorite. Alabama is ranked a little higher than BYU offensively, 4th compared to BYU's 5th, but Alabama is right on the cusp of being a top 25 defensive team. BYU was only 54th in the nation in adjusted defensive efficiency. That's a pretty big difference, and offense is the only thing that matters in this game. However, if the Cougars are going to play the way they did against the Badgers, that statement will be tested. BYU shot 12 of 26 from 3 against Wisconsin, and everything the team was doing was opening up easy opportunities to the rim. The Cougars also went 15 from 16 from the free throw line. Realistically, when BYU's offense is in full gear, there's not much opponents can do. It should be noted that the Cougars were able to punk the Badgers inside. That won't be possible against a Crimson Tide team with Grant Nelson on the inside. Alabama will have the best player on the floor in Mark Sears, their point guard. He's a small lefty shot creator who should be able to torch a mediocre defense in this game. And while Igor Demon is tremendous for the Cougars, there's nobody in the game that can impact things like Sears can. So if this game is close in the final 5 minutes, which I expect it will be, don't be surprised if Sears' ability to score in isolation ends up being the difference. Oh, Nate Oates' ability to coach can also be a big difference marker in this one. Young is clearly an offensive genius and has done an awesome job at his first year leading a college program. But BYU did come close to choking away the Wisconsin game, with the Badgers actually getting a decent look as time expired. It's not easy to win in March when you've never been in big spots before. Nate Oates is coming off the Final Four run, 3 straight Sweet 16s. I'm going to take that experience here. I really don't like giving 4.5 points because if BYU's on, BYU is fully capable of winning this game. But tournament history will show us if you're red hot one game, the next game, you're going to at least fall off a little bit. And if they fall off a little bit, Alabama wins this game. I'm going to say take Alabama, give the 4.5 points, but it's going to be a shaky one there. I would almost bet 100 or 200 bucks on Alabama to win straight up. I think BYU can win this game, though. I'd say this is a 55-45 proposition. The Cougars are good, and a lot of people thought Virginia Commonwealth would beat them. That didn't happen. A lot of people thought Wisconsin would beat them. That didn't happen. But I'm going to say Alabama wins this game 95-88. That's my best prediction for this game. And if you want to bet on this game, go to BetMGM, our top rated sports book for betting on March Madness. You can click on the link in the description down below if you're watching on YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell notification on YouTube, and follow me at Grueling Truth on X. For now, guys, I'm Mike Goodpaster. You've been watching and listening to The Grueling Truth, where the legends speak.